Hi, my name is Talha Jangiri and I will be presenting you the GraphQL implementation in Spring Boot, and we are using MongoDB as the database. Okay, let me give you a brief overview of REST and GraphQL. Okay, REST pretty much works on the concept of resources and which are manipulated through the HTTP methods. But the problem is REST is with that we cannot get multiple resources data from the multiple resources at the same time. But in GraphQL, we have the flexibility to get the data from the multiple resources. It's simply a query language for APIs, and it allows its clients to specify what exactly data they want. Okay, so coming to the implementation, GraphQL actually exposes the schema which describes the API. So what are the schemas actually? So in the Spring Boot, we have the graph.graphqls as these files in which we define the schema. So starting from the author schema. So here in schema you can see the type definitions, different type definitions, and each of these type definition has one or more fields. And in each of these fields, in some of these fields, you can see that we are passing some arguments, and they are also returning a type. They have a return type. So in some of these return types, you can see the exclamation mark. Exclamation mark means that these fields cannot be null. Okay. So now, coming to the implementation of these schemas, you can see the different types here and also in the tutorial here. So, the query types and the mutation types. Query types are actually used to fetch the data, and mutation types are actually used to create, update, or delete data. Actually, they are used to manipulate data. Okay, and now coming to the implementation, how this schema maps to our code. Okay, so as you can see that there are two types, author and tutorial. These two types are modeled by our entity classes in Java here, an author class and the tutorial class. As we want to map these classes to our MongoDB, so we are mapping these classes to the documents in MongoDB. That's why we have used the annotation document, and the collection is authors. The collection name is authors. Here we have supplied the field as in the schema, and also same is with the tutorial. Tutorial has an author ID, so the relationship between the tutorial and the author is that um, tutorial a tutorial can have an author can have many tutorials. So coming to the repositories part, as you can see, the structure of the project is pretty much same as normally in the Spring Boot, except the controllers, because it's not the REST like architecture. So now coming to the repositories, we are extending the Mongo repositories because we are using the MongoDB. Same is with the tutorial. Now, as you have seen that there are query types in the schema, which we have to map through a query resolver. So in case of Spring Boot, we are implementing the GraphQL query resolver interface to implement the queries we have defined in the schema. So here, as you can see that the author has two methods in query. First to find all authors, and it uh, gets us the array of authors, and also count all authors. So here you can similarly see that these methods we have defined here in the query class, and here we are using the repositories predefined methods. They because in repositories we have the flexibility to use, we don't have to write the queries. Similarly, in the mutation class, we can perform CRUD operations.